Alright, welcome back to Sound of the Underground. Here with a new review, a new album. And my last review, which was Ken Ishii's Jelly Tones, was an interesting album. And this time around, it piqued my interest. So I wanted to check out some of his other albums, namely, the first one in 1993, called Garden on the Palm, and it's also released by RNS Records, Belgian dance record label, and so listening to this album. The first thing I noticed was that it was more housey, or like had a house vibe, acid house, kind of like uh, tinge, acid tinged house. um, it was pretty good. I actually enjoyed it more than. I have to admit that some songs on Jelly Tones were pretty good, and but overall the entire album with Garden on the Palm, it I kind of like it a little bit more than Jelly Tones. Uh, it starts off with the title track, Garden on the Palm, and about 2 minutes in to the first song, Garden on the Palm, there's there's this bass uh, drop that is so familiar to a lot of people that were listening to techno music in 1993. That's when I started listening to techno music in 1993, and just around the around 2 minutes, you'll hear that very distinct bass sound drop that permeates throughout the first song, Garden on the Palm, which is the name of the album. The album cover, it's I guess it's like a screen window that you can see through. With in the background, there's at the top there's a sunshine, or the our sun, and a blue sky, and you can see like fields, prairie fields or cornfields, green fields, and then yellow fields. At least that's what it looks like to me. It's kind of like um, I would say it's like uh, experimental in experimental house. I mean, it's not like Chicago house by any means, but it's definitely interesting to listen to. It some of the tracks on the album you can definitely dance to, and um, but others you just listen to and think about when you listen to it. So the next track, Loop, is pretty good. The track that really is good is the third track, Prodrome. It's like you're going through this tunnel, and it gradually there's different beats that come along as you listen, and it feels like you're in this uh, cylindrical tunnel going through it. That's what it sounds to me, and it's pretty good. The fourth song off the album, Nil, Nil, is really good. It reminds me of, I don't know if you've been in the arcades, during the 80s, all the beep beep beeps and the electronic beeps, like the even the late 70s, just it reminds me of like arcade sounds that you hear if you would be walking through an arcade, like video games. And it's really good. I like it a lot. Sponge and Sponge sounds like a early version, or an early version of chocolate, not chocolate mousse, but the second track off of Jellytones, where I obviously said that I don't like it because it sounds like a frog jumping, and there's no real progression in it. But I have to admit that the Sponge sounds much better than the, what is it? The chocolate mousse, or let me see. Cocoa mousse. All right, it is chocolate, but it's cocoa. All right, so actually on best ever albums, where they rate albums, out of Ken Ishii's albums, Garden on the Palm is number 1, Sunriser is number 2, and then Jellytones is 3. I would have thought that Jellytones would be number 1, and then as it go down the list, but and it says in 1993 the rank for Garden on the Palm was 139 versus Jellytones, Ken Ishii's Jellytones, in the rank in 1995 when it came out was 969. So the Garden on the Palm album actually did better the year it was released than Jellytones when Jellytones was released in 95. And this is according to Best Ever Albums. So let's go back to the songs. Pop Gun is the 6th song on Garden on the Palm, and it's the only track that has vocals in it, or it doesn't have a chorus or anything like that, but I mean, but it has like this female voice, where to me it sounds the most like the track that a DJ would put on at a nightclub, because it's really housey and really it has a really hard beat to it, like a rough beat, but it's a good song overall. The 7th song, the last one, it's called QF, and it's another similar song to like Sponge, and then there's some vocalizations in the background, not necessarily anyone saying anything, but kind of like vocals of a female um, I don't know, like uh, kind of not saying a word or by any means, but just like making like kind of female like I'm not gonna even try. Anyways, so Garden on the Palm, the overall the overall feeling I had when I played it was it's kind of like acid house or house music more than techno, but obviously with saying that it's house, it's mainly like it's how would I say it? It's experimental house, um, and it only has 7 tracks, which let's see, Jellytones had let's see, how many tracks does Jellytones have? Ah, well, Jellytones has 8 tracks, which is one more, but so he puts out albums which are, I mean, the songs are pretty long, and so that doesn't really give much time to, like put out. There's no like 2 minute songs. There's Garden on the Palms. The longest song on the album is let's see, it's the last song, QF, and it's 5 minutes and 57 seconds long, almost 6 minutes long. And out of the 7 songs, there's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out of the 7 songs, 5 of the songs are over 5 minutes long. And the rest of the songs are over 4 minutes long. And Nil, which is a really good song, it's almost 5 minutes long, 4 minutes and 47 seconds. So, what are my impressions of this album? It came out in '93 when I started listening to the techno music, and I have to rate it higher than Jellytones just because I liked it more. I mean, that it was a more of a housey beat, and um, I recommend that you listen to it. It's pretty good. Um, and this is by Japanese artist Ken Ishii. He's a producer and DJ from Japan, northern Japan, Sapporo, and but he resides in Tokyo right now. But yeah, I guess that's all I have to say about this album, Garden on the Palm, and let's see, what the rating, I would probably give it a higher rating than Jellytones. So let's say I would give it a solid 8. I think with Jellytones I gave a solid 7, but I have to rate this one higher because, in my view, I liked it a whole lot more than Jellytones. For whatever reason, I just felt that it the beats were more. They were like progressive beats, and a lot of them. I mean, there weren't any like ambient tracks per se. They throughout all the 7 songs, they were all really upbeat songs, and no time to just sit around and do nothing. But this album would definitely make you dance. Jellytones would too, but this one would be you would be more inclined to get up and start dancing on the dance floor. So I hope you like this review. If you do, please subscribe. Hit the bell button when I put out more reviews. And I'll see you in the next review. Let me know if you like this review, if you want me to review more Ken Ishii albums, or if you want me to move on to a different artist. Put it down in the comments and tell me if you know, if you've heard this album before, or if you're very if you've known this album for a long time. Let me know what tracks you like and the reasons why you like them, and that would be interesting to read for me and for everyone else. All right, see you next time. Bye bye.